Yippee-ki-yay, melon farmer.
Hey, welcome back, knife nerds, everyday care people. It's your boy, the Big Canucker, and we are back for the attack again. I was missing you guys quite a bit, and I decided let's get some stuff happening here. Let's get some stuff rocking and rolling. Just a little bit on the state of the channel. You guys understand about my wife getting a little bit sick, and then ended up having my dad come out here, and he is 86 and had himself a few strokes, and it's been quite a challenge having him out here, and it's taken up a lot of my time. But you know what? I am just so blessed to be able to have my dad to call and talk to when I need to talk to him. So, hey, I'm not going to complain about that. But we're going to start getting back into the more regular rotation of the channel. I appreciate you guys sticking around and having a look when I do put a video up. The last one there was my son's girlfriend petting a deer or feeding a deer by hand, and I gotta say that was pretty damn amazing. And it's like that around here in Lethbridge. There's lots of deer that are all over the place, and as a matter of fact, I open up my door and there's a deer grabbing a flower out of my flower pot, and I was like, get the hell out of here, you little but let's go have a look at the tabletop. We're going to have a look at a beautiful knife. It is called the Wee Mini Buster, and I was a little bit surprised that they call it the Wee Mini Buster because it is kind of a full-size knife. Let's go to the tabletop, folks. All right, here we go. We have here, of course, the Wee knives. It comes in a nice, beautiful padded case. It has a cloth. I kind of wish that most knives would come this way because there's some, we got some ZTs and stuff like that. It's just a box and there's nothing else in there. Big monster box of this little tiny knife. I kind of wish that there was a little more of this padded case because it just adds just a little air of sophistication. All right, here we go. We have got ourselves a beautiful design by a fellow by the name of Snecx, who's a Malaysian knife maker. And the original, I think the mini buster that was sold in the United States he brought his first one over, it sold for something like 18 grand or something like that. It was a crazy amount of money, and it looked very, very similar to this. And of course, there was some really added nice things to it. But so far, this has been a really gorgeous knife, and I'm really quite pleased to actually have this in my pocket every once in a while. I decided not to put the my leather lanyard on it because I just wanted something that's a little more hidden, a little more gentlemanly, and that's kind of what this is. Let's go over the stats here. It's 7.97 inches long, so just a smidge under 8 inches. The blade length is 3.43, which is, I think, perfect. If you're looking at a EDC size, 3.5 inches, I think is perfect. The blade to handle ratio is quite good too as well because the close length on this is 4.54 inches. Now the blade thickness here is 4 mil, so it is a really nice stout blade, but you'll see here that it is, it's got this kind of swedge design up top, so it really belies the fact that it kind of hides the fact that it is such a nice thick stout sheep's foot blade. This is a really good working knife, and I'm surprised that every time I carry a sheep's foot blade and you don't have that pointy end, but when you've got this pointy end here, it does puncture quite well. I've had no issues with this whatsoever, and it is beautifully smooth. Unbelievable. You got to get one of these in your hand to really realize how smooth they are. And as you can see, it holds just the slightest little drop, and it drops right shut. All right, so the handle thickness here is 13 mil, just a little over a half inch. The weight is 4 ounces, not really chunky. When you get over 5 ounces, I think you're getting a little bit kind of chunky. You've got CPM 20 CV, so of course it is a super steel, which is very similar to the M390. They can kind of be interchangeable. The Rockwell is 58 to 60 HRC. I'd like to see CPM 20 CV harden just a smidge more. The 61, 62, but 58, 60. If you get the 60, I think you're doing all right. If you get the 58, it might be a tiny bit soft, and that just means it's not going to hold the edge as well as I think this steel is capable of doing. Now, the blade finish here is kind of a satin grind here, and of course you've got the titanium handle here, and it's just very intricate the way this designs. You've got a brushed kind of titanium backspacer on here, and then you've got yourselves a custom made clip too as well. So it's going to have all the really nice things. It's going to have the over travel stop. Oh, it doesn't have an over travel stop. So be careful, folks. I thought it might have one in there. But it does have the ceramic detent in there. And of course, you've got yourself some bearings inside here. So you're not going to have to worry about smoothness because it is incredibly smooth. But you can see that it just drop shot so well, and it does. I mean, it fires out just beautifully. A little concern though could be this nub here is just a little bit. I mean, it's not a pocket pecker as Mick Shabazz would say, but it is sticking out enough that if you just give yourself a little pop, it pops right out. Wee Knives is so good on their flipper design. They just hit it out of the park every single time. I mean, it has been that way for a while. I mean, the last time I didn't really like some Wee Knives is when they had the proprietary screws. Remember they used to have the old star screws, and they'd send you the little star screwdriver, and it was always strip, and it was such a pain in the butt. Well, I'm glad they finally woke up and they just went with straight Torx, and these look like they're 8mm Torx all the way around. Yeah, even though this one here is a little bit thicker, they're 8 all the way around. It's just an absolutely gorgeous knife for kind of for the money. If we have a look here in let's see, on Wee Knives themselves, this is $340 USD. In Canada, it is $399 Canadian. So I'm just not sure what they'll be here in the States. I'll have a quick look here. Probably just have a look at Blade HQ. I'm going to say, what are they in Blade HQ? $289 USD. So, I mean, they are, I think, a fairly good value here for what you're going to get. You're going to get super steel. You're going to get a top-of-the-world designer. You're going to get incredible fit and finish. And you're going to get incredible smoothness, all for sub $300. I don't know if you can't go wrong with that. So, that's my take here on this Wee Knife Co. Snecx Mini Buster flipper out of Wee Knives. We've got a whole bunch more coming at you here on the channel. So if you like what you saw, please don't forget to give me the old subscribe, like, and share too as well. Get the old algorithm happening for me again, because I would love to grow this channel some more, and I would love to have a whole bunch more friends join me a couple times a week to have a look at some great EDC stuff. So please stay safe out there. Keep your stick on the ice, the shiny side up. This is the Big Canucker saying adios.